A lot of investors want to own multifamily property. They know that there's great benefits in owning multifamily properties. You don't have to have a PhD in economics to see the trends where more and more people are renting versus owning. And to own cash flowing property is a pretty smart thing to do. So if you're a beginner and you are wanting to own great multifamily property passively, stay tuned. I'm going to give you some strategies on how to make that passive investment in multifamily one of the best investments that you've ever made.
Welcome to the Heartland Multifamily Show, the shorter, more profitable path to multifamily ownership and investing.
Let's start with number one. What's the first thing you need to do when it comes to owning great multifamily property passively? Identify what kind of multifamily properties you want to own. There are different kinds of opportunities. So let me give you a couple of examples. One example would be to purchase an existing, well-managed, cash flowing property, giving you the kind of income and returns that you think make sense. Not a lot of drama, not a lot of things going on, maybe even a little bit boring. There's that kind of multifamily property. Okay. Then there's the let's take over this property. Let's gut every unit. Let's totally rehab all of it. Let's put in millions of dollars into this property and let's hope it all works out. Maybe we can sell it in 3 years and we'll all make a lot of money. You can do that passively too. Here's the thing, there's no wrong answer. But if you want to be as effective as you can and save as much time and money as you can, you want to decide which way you really want to go first. What is your appetite? Do you want to just have some good income coming in, get a good return, a great overall return? Or do you want some risk? Do you want a lot of risk? Do you want a small amount of risk? Okay, that's number one. Number two, decide to own as an active owner, but get treated passively in the ownership. What do I mean by that? There are really two ways that you can own multifamily passively. Number one is you can simply buy stock in a REIT or a real estate investment trust that owns apartments. There are many real estate investment trusts listed on the stock exchanges that you can buy shares into through, financial planner, broker dealer. You can buy shares in the company, and that company simply owns and runs multifamily properties. Nothing wrong with that. Pretty passive, right? You just buy stock in the company. You're not actually taking ownership of the multifamily real estate. And in my opinion, you want to own the multifamily property. You want to take ownership of it. You want all of the benefits of being an active owner, like you're involved in the day-to-day operations, but you're passive. That's a good answer for some. Some people would rather own stock in a company. The company owns 30,000 units and they've got presence all over the United States and it's a really safe thing. No argument for me on that. But if you want to get the most benefit out of being the best passive owner in apartment communities, getting your interest deductions, getting your depreciation deductions, getting your cash flow, getting all of those things that you should get as an owner, you want to be active, not passive, which leads me to part two of that, which is you want to be a passive owner in a company that owns the real estate. That company usually is a limited liability company or an LLC. It can be other companies, but usually the majority of the time, you'll have an opportunity to be a member of an LLC or company that actively owns the property. That's what you want to shoot for. You want to be an active participant in the ownership, but not an active participant in the management and operations. Does that make sense? And by doing that, by being a member of a limited liability company, you are doing that. So there's two things. Now let me give you a third thing that you really, really need to do. Every passive real estate opportunity will have somebody, what I call running the show. In some cases, they're called a general partner. In some cases, they're called a manager. Heck, in some cases, they're called the president. But at the end of the day, in any passive real estate investment opportunity that you believe you may want to get involved in, there's going to be someone, and it's usually more than one person, that's making decisions, running the show, and doing the best job that they can, not only for themselves, but of course for you being a partner that's involved with them. Okay? Well, simply make sure you do this one thing. You get 3 references from whomever you plan on going into business with as a passive investor in this multifamily investment. That's not asking too much. Hey, who's done business with you in the past that I could talk to? Pretty easy question. You'd be surprised how many people can't give you 3. And by the way, if they can't give you 3, or their answer is something like, well, we usually don't give references. We don't want to have our references contacted all the time, so we don't give out references. If you get those kinds of responses, what does that tell you? That's right, you run as fast as you can from it. Let me tell you just a quick story about that. I had a gentleman come here about a month ago, a little more than a month ago. Drove here, came into my office and said he wanted to talk to me about investing in some multifamily with me. Didn't know who the guy was, not talked to him before, not met him before. Long story short, he came in, heard about me, wanted to have a conversation with me. What do you think one of the first things is that he asked when he sat down? Hey, do you got some people I can talk to? Got him the people, he talked to them. And here we are today with him being involved in what we're doing and what's going on. Okay, now, what if I would have said, no, I don't think so. I don't really want to share that information with you. He still maybe would have gotten involved with us, but it wouldn't have been a smart thing for him to do because you need to at least just 3. That's all we're asking is just 3. Okay, all right, so let's kind of come full circle here. If you're a beginner, here are the 3 things, the recap that I've got for you. Number 1, make sure that you decide what lane you're going to venture into first. Yeah, spend the time investigating those lanes. Do I want to be in a boring property that just kind of chugs along month after month? Do I want to take a lot of risk? Do I want something in between, etc.? But after you explore, commit to going down that road. Number 2, do you invest passively as an active owner and participant in, let's say, a limited liability company or a company that owns the real estate so you can get all of those active owner benefits? Or are you going to be really passive and own some stock in a real estate investment trust or some kind of a REIT that just invests in apartment properties? That's number 2. And then number 3, references. Remember, there's always going to be someone or maybe more than one person that's calling the shots, making the decision, finding the property, running the property, managing the asset, all those kinds of things. Great. That's one of the reasons why you want to be passive. You don't want to be involved in any of those things. Perfect. Now, the question, can you provide me 3 people I can talk to that you've done business with, and can I have a conversation with them? They got to give you 3. If they don't give you 3, or they say, well, that's nothing that we really do here, what does that tell you to do? That's right, run as fast as you can. So those are the 3 strategies for beginners looking at investing in multifamily real estate. If you like what you've heard in this video, make sure you subscribe to my channel. The button's down there, and look forward to hearing your success stories when you dive into that first or maybe your next passive multifamily property. Make sure you click that subscribe button and check out other videos related to what we talk about here. If you want to get your hands on more great multifamily real estate content, make sure you click here. If you want to invest passively in great multifamily real estate, make sure you click here.